Oh, that's too expensive. I can't afford it right now. Maybe later, or perhaps I'll give it a try on my own. How to build more powerful relationships and sell more products or services. That is what we are talking about today. My name is Ivan Temolkov. I am a father, husband, entrepreneur, human marketer, founder, and CEO of Razor Sharp Digital, the number one human marketing agency in the world, where we work with brands, excuse me, brands and individuals and helping them forge their digital footprint using multi-channel marketing, emotional engagement, and human-to-human business practices. You've heard this before, right? You've heard it. A prospect, a potential customer, or just a prospect or a lead even says, "Oh, that's too expensive. I can't afford it right now. Maybe later, or perhaps I'll give it a try on my own." In this live, I will tell you how to build more powerful relationships and sell more of your products or services. This is no voodoo magic. This is stuff that I have done on my own with my own business. And these specific tactics that I'm about to share with you will help you create more powerful relationships. You see, everything is about value to a prospect. Value is perception, value is a solution, value is trust, value is likability. What do I mean by that? People have to perceive the value that you're offering. If they don't perceive the value, then they're not going to act upon it. Furthermore, the value that you're sharing, such as this live right here, has to be applicable to your problem. It has to be applicable to your prospect's problem, to be more specific. If you're not offering value that is specific to your prospects, to your customers, then they're not going to see it as premium value, which ultimately is something that you're going to be charging for. This is one of the biggest misconceptions that most entrepreneurs and small businesses don't understand, is that value is perception, value is a solution, value is trust, value is likability. One of the reasons why a prospect will say, "Oh, that's too expensive. I can't afford it right now. Maybe later," is because they don't trust you. They don't like you. They don't know you. You have to be able to build relationships with them before you actually ask for the sale. Now more than ever, where the digital prospect is a lot more intelligent and they have a lot more choices. So you have to make it worthwhile to them. But furthermore, also, the reason why a prospect will not buy, or you'll get some hesitation and you'll get feedback such as the one that I just mentioned, that it's too expensive and they don't want to pay for it, is because they are unwilling to invest. They are unwilling to commit to their success. And if you've been in business in long enough, you have to understand that you have to invest in yourself. You will have to spend money to make money. The alternative to that is to learn something and do it on your own, which even then it actually costs you more time and more money because it's something that you've never done before. This is what most entrepreneurs don't understand. And this, what I'm talking about here, we're talking about, "Oh, that's too expensive. I can't afford it right now. Maybe later, or I'll give it a try on my own." Things that you've probably heard in your business, and I don't care what industry you're in. You know, I hear this every single day from prospects that I talk to, and I have a digital marketing agency. And a lot of people are led to believe that, you know what, I can figure out how to do Facebook ads. I can figure out how to build a WordPress site. I can figure out how to do social media marketing. No, you can't. If you have never done it before, you still have to invest in learning the skill. And most people don't understand that it's actually counterintuitive to your best interest to try something, to devote the time when you're completely incoherent to it. Now, that is why a lot of prospects, though, will say no to you, is simply because, like I said, they don't see value in it. It's too expensive. They're unwilling to commit and invest in their brand. And I will tell you this, there's something that this has stuck with me over the last 25 years, okay? And I'll talk about that in a second, why I said 25 years. that growth does not happen from comfort. Let me repeat that again. Growth does not happen from comfort. Growth happens from discomfort. Opportunities happen because of discomfort, because of a change of status quo in business. Right now, for example, what's happening with COVID-19, the last 2-3 months have been the best months in business that I've had in the last 4 years. And it is because I've realized that growth will happen from discomfort when 99% of people, including entrepreneurs, think that they can grow by being comfortable, by being in their comfort zone. This is why your sales are struggling. This is why you don't have enough leads and enough prospects, because you don't understand the rationale behind growth happens from discomfort. Now, I mentioned 25 years if you picked up on that, okay? Why did I say 25 years? It's because I've been doing digital and marketing for 25 years. I started at the age of 14. I'm 40 years old, so technically this is my 26th year. And I will tell you this. The reason I charge what I charge is because it is because of the value that I offer. You see, 26 years of failures, 26 years of trying different things, 26 years of self-education, 26 years of working with many different brands and multi-million-dollar companies. The reason why there is a price and a premium price, so a basic price and a premium price, is because it's based on the value, the seasonality, and the experience that comes with that value that you're sharing to your prospects and potential customers. People don't understand that. People think that everything is just about price. They don't understand, and your prospects think that way. And the reason they think that way is because, like I mentioned, value is perception, value is a solution, value is trust, value is likability. You have to be able to establish those things before people will buy from you. So in essence, the sales cycle is a lot longer nowadays in just about every single industry, simply because the modern digital prospect is a lot more educated. They're a lot more intelligent. They have a lot more choices to choose from. So the reason they're going to go with you is because you offer premium value, because they like you, because they've learned to trust you. And one of the biggest things here is consistency. Consistency is a trust indicator. You have to understand that if you can't be consistent and creating that kind of impression to your prospects, you're not going to be able to make any money. Consistency is probably one of the biggest, most important, intricate things in business and when it comes to doing lead generation. And the reason we're talking about this, and if you're just tuning in, my name is Ivan Temokal, founder and CEO of Razor Sharp Digital, the #1 human marketing agency in the world, where we work with entrepreneurs and brands in helping them forge their digital footprint using multi-channel marketing, emotional engagement, and human-to-human business practices. I'm also a father and a husband, and I wear those titles proudly first and foremost before I call myself an entrepreneur and a business owner. So what we're talking about today here, if you had just joined in, is that, oh, that's too expensive. Well, I can't afford this right now. Maybe later, or perhaps I'll give it a try on my own. We've heard all of this before. We've heard this from leads. You've heard this from prospects in your business. And there's a reason why they're saying this to you. There's a reason to this. In fact, and I keep going back to this, this is probably one of my most favorite quotes, that 90% of business is psychology and 10% is execution. That's a Tony Robbins quote. And the reason I'm telling you this is because business is about understanding people. And so you'll have to understand that in order to convert a prospect into a customer, there's a lot of different things that have to happen. They have to perceive the value that you're offering, such as this live that I'm doing for you guys, Okay. Not everybody is going to find value in this life, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to find value in this, and they're going to apply this value to their prospecting and lead generation techniques. Value is a solution. So just because you're sharing value out there, like doing this live or doing a social media post or running a paid ad, doesn't mean that that value is applicable to every single prospect, to every single business. Because every single business has a problem. They have a unique problem. And you have to be able to offer a unique solution. If you can't offer a unique solution that is applicable to their unique problem, they're not going to perceive your value. This is really, really important to understand. And value is likability. Look, people do business with people they like. If people don't like you, they're not going to pay you money. I mean, it's that simple. That is why I stress the importance of building relationships, cultivating a community of like-minded people that will eventually want to pay you for the value that you have to offer, because by then they like you. They've gotten to know you. They understand your interests, your personality, your characteristics. Okay? And I'll give you a prime example. The people I do business with is fathers, mothers, people who are married, people who have built successful businesses in the past. The reason I'm talking about this is because everything that I'm sharing with you on this live is everything that I've done with my own business that has resulted in this past year of doing over 6 figures in revenue just on my own. And as a result, now I have been able to hire a full-time person to come on board with my company, Razor Sharp Digital, to help me execute on this work. So everything that I'm sharing with you here is based on my own personal experience. This works, but it'll only work if you apply it. You got to have practicality. That's what people don't understand here. Okay? Now, people will tell you that something's too expensive because they're unwilling to invest. And you have to invest and commit in order to grow. This is what people don't understand, because growth happens from discomfort, not comfort. I've talked about this several times, and I can't stress this enough. You will grow because you're uncomfortable. Think about it. If you're okay with, I'm making some money, business is good, I don't need to make more money, I don't need to grow, I need to stay where I'm at, you're slowly dying. Please understand this. Multi-million-dollar companies have died because they have failed to maintain a sense of relevance. They have failed to pivot. They have failed to explore new ways to grow. And that is the demise that the entrepreneur faces every single day. In fact, 99% of entrepreneurs fail with their businesses multiple times is because they're unwilling to grow. They get too comfortable once they get a taste, and they're unwilling to grow. You have to build a relationship first and foremost before asking for a sale. You have to plant those seeds for long-term fruition. And I'll give you a prime example. I use a CRM system. It's not the most intuitive one in the world. You don't have to have the most intuitive, the most robust CRM. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, is a customer relationship management system. In a nutshell, it is a database where you're storing interactions and personal information such as first names, last names, addresses, phone numbers, conversations that you have had with potential prospects. Now, I will tell you this, you're going to hear a lot more no's before you hear a yes. In fact, yesterday when I was on Instagram, I was reminded of this because a friend of mine who's a real estate agent in Chicago was talking about cold calling. He had a post about cold calling and said that it's one of his least favorite things to do. First of all, I don't believe in cold calling. I think it's a waste of time. There's a much more efficient way to pre-qualify prospects. But anyway, I responded back with a comment saying that the only thing I see value in cold calling is the ability to accept a no. What does that mean? When most people hear no in business, they give up. They say, I'm done. This prospect doesn't want to buy from me. They don't want to buy from you now. They probably don't want to buy from you tomorrow. They probably don't want to buy from you the day after. But the purpose you have a CRM is so you can nurture that relationship. You know what's really fathoming here that the prospects that I reach out to find completely unbelievable? Now, some eventually understand that they have to invest to grow because I've given them an immense amount of value and a specific solution, not to mention his build likability and then all the things that I just talked about, if you've been paying attention. But they're actually blown away at the fact that I follow up with them months and months, sometimes a year, after our first interaction. Now, what does that tell you about nurturing? That means that you genuinely care. That means your prospects will understand that, you know what, Ivan remembered to call me. I spoke with Ivan 6 months ago. I spoke with Ivan 9 months ago. Ivan actually had the audacity to call me and check and see how things are going. That is the differentiation in your prospecting. How do you nurture those leads? Because you got to remember, if you want long-term retention with customers, you have to put in the work. You have to genuinely give a shit about their success. You have to genuinely care about your prospects and your potential customer success, not just to look at them as a paycheck. And that is unfortunately what most small businesses do. They look at their prospects, their customers, current customers, and future customers as nothing more than just a payday. We're way past those times, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand that you'll have to nurture and cultivate your prospects. I will tell you this. I have a handful of clients, handful of clients right now. And I would rather have a handful of clients who I've built relationships with, and they understand the value of long-term investment. They understand that you have to constantly grow. You have to pivot. You have to do many unconventional things that other businesses are unwilling to do in order to survive. Not to mention they're just cool people, to talk to. I would rather have a handful of those clients than 2 handful of clients or more who are a giant pain in the ass. Because I've had them. I've had people who I genuinely wanted to help, and I would offer them a really cheap price. And that has been my fault. Honestly, that's a mistake I continue to make because I genuinely, at heart, want to help brands thrive and grow. But the mistake I make is that when I offer a cheap price, they take advantage of that. They take advantage of that, and they want more. Now, here's another thing that I want to share with you is that the right prospects and potential customers for your business are going to be the ones that are going to be appreciative of the investment that they're making. They'll see value in the investment that they're making. I'll give you an example. Someone who spends $500 on a solution probably isn't going to be a feasible client because let's face it, you can't do much with $500. I don't care how you cut it, slice it, and dice it, you can't do much with $500. Now, a client that's willing to invest $1,000 or more, that means that they understand that you have to spend money to make money. You see, I've been fortunate enough and blessed enough to have a lot of different skill set from a technology standpoint, from a website development standpoint, from a marketing standpoint. I also have 25 plus years seasonality and experience in this industry. I've been very, very blessed in that regard. Not many people do. Your prospects don't. And you have to find the right prospects, the right customers, because that is what's going to attribute to long-term retention. And let's just face it, it's going to make you feel like your business is really worthwhile in the fact that you're working with people that generally see value in what you have to offer. You have to provide free value that acts as a teaser to engage with people and entice them to purchase. Let's face it, this live right here is free value. I am not charging anything for this, and I probably should be. Because I was reminded of this recently, is that what a lot of people don't appreciate now, a lot of prospects, a lot of other businesses, is that they misconstrue the difference between free value and premium value because it gets so intertwined. because there's so much free value on the internet. There's so much free value on Facebook. But the premium value is something that's actionable, something that will generate tangible results. That's why you get paid. And that's why your prospects and your potential customers ultimately should pay you. The last thing I really want to emphasize is consistency. You know, if people know that you can show up on a regular basis, they'd be willing to pay you. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand that consistency is probably the single biggest driving factor behind how your business grows and thrives. You have to understand that you can't afford to be inconsistent. It's going to cost you, and it's going to cost you big. It's going to cost you your client base. It's going to cost you future prospects. It's going to cost you growth. It's going to cost you a lot. You have to understand that. And consistency is difficult. You know, as much as I personally would like to strive for 100% consistency in everything I deal with my personal brand, with my business, I know that I'm only human and mistakes are essential to happen. But please always keep it in the back of your mind that consistency is something that you need to strive for. And that's all that I want to talk about. I hope you found value and want to just share it in this Facebook Live. We were multi-streaming on multiple platforms, so this particular video is available on multiple social platforms. And if you found value in this, let me know in the comment section below. Feel free to share this video out there with another entrepreneur, another small business owner who might find value in this. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. I'm always here to help. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I don't charge for questions. I don't charge for conversations. But what I do charge for is to generate results for you. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.